Hi everybody, welcome back. We are doing our second art video. So if you just finished watching the first one that I made, then awesome. You are already an expert at what we're about to do. So if you did watch that video, then you might have heard me say that it would be a really cool idea to make a window and do like a galaxy behind the window. So that's what we're gonna do. I haven't even I immediately after I finished our first video, I haven't even cleaned up yet. I was like, oh my gosh, I want to keep going. We're going to do this. So I have taken another piece of paper out of my Strathmore mixed media journal, and it has those nice perforated edges so I can pull it out in a nice clean line. I have taped the edges down, and now I'm going to make the window pane. So I would say, I think I'm going to do it in thirds. So actually, hold on, wait. Everybody just hold on. We're going to do halfway first. So I'm going to make a long piece of tape. It's going to go right about halfway. Just eyeball it, you know. Don't want it down here, don't want it up here. We want to do it right in the middle as best as we can. Try to keep it straight. Again, it doesn't have to be totally perfect. Just eyeball it as best you can. Okay, and then we're going to do 1 and 2, because I don't want to do that, because that's just 4 squares. So I think I'm going to do, let's see, 1 right here, 1, and again, I'm just eyeballing. If you want to measure. That's probably a smarter idea. But I'm just, you know, I'm kind of an eyeballer. I kind of just look at it and do my best to, you know, just do what I can. Okay, right here. Yeah, see, I'm already seeing this one was a little bit crooked, but it's okay. It doesn't really matter. It's not the end of the world. There are no mistakes, just happy little accidents. That's what Bob Ross always says. Okay, so we're not going to do green or orange or pink or any of those this time. So I'm going to do dark blue and light blue. And then just to have a little bit of a galaxy feel to it, I'm going to add some purple and maybe pink. I'm going to think about it. So I'm going to put the pink off to the side. And the other ones, just maybe. I'm going to keep it there. But we do want to have some white. Now, you don't need to have a white that is this big. I just use white a lot, especially when I'm painting. So I just kind of have a big one on hand. But they do also come in the smaller size. So whichever one you have, or if you have a different kind of white paint that you already bought, no big deal. But I just have the white one that I use a lot. So that one is ready to go. And the other thing that you are going to need is, and I know you're going to be like, what, Ms. Young, that's crazy. But you need a toothbrush, okay? Just like this, normal toothbrush. Get it at the dollar store. Don't get one of the really expensive fancy toothbrushes and, you know, like ruin a fancy toothbrush, because we're definitely going to ruin it. So just a cheap one, and put it off to the side. We're going to use it in a little bit. Okay. So we have our white paint, we have dark blue, light blue, purple, and maybe pink, and we have our toothbrush, and we don't want to forget our sponges. Okay, here we go. Now, if we're doing a galaxy night sky, we are definitely going to want to have some blue in there. So I'm just picking random spots and putting some blue right there, just like that. And then, you know, the sky is not always exactly the same color blue. So I'm going to put some light blue in there. And again, I'm just putting it down randomly. And then, since it's going to be a little bit of a galaxy, I think maybe some purple would do us some good. And you know what? I can't help it. We're going to add a little bit of pink. So right there and right there. Just a little bit. Okay. Clean, fresh sponge. Hasn't been used yet. Take one of your edges. Let me get my paint out of the way. And here we go. Now, you don't want to tap too crazily, because if you do, you know, then you're just going to splatter paint everywhere. So try not to go too crazy with it, but also have fun. You know, we definitely want to have fun. Ooh, I'm liking the way this looks already. This is super cool. Now, that's a little bit too much purple for me, because it is a night sky. So all I really have to do is, you know, just take some dark blue and throw it on top and just kind of go over it. You know, there are no mistakes, just happy accidents. So if you know, don't like how it comes out, then you just work on fixing it. You don't have to freak out. Definitely no tears. Goodness gracious, no. Yeah, don't stress out. It's just for fun. So, all right, this one I want it to be really dark. So I'm gonna do the dark first. And then let's mix that pink right in there. I think a little bit of pink will look pretty. And then that light blue. Oh, I just love this light blue. It is such a pretty color and it mixes with the dark blue so well. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Love it. You'll come to find that when it comes to blues, Miss Young loves blues. All right, and then we just have just that little bit of pink in there, so then it's not too much. Moving on to the next one. This video is going a lot quicker because if you watched the video before, I mean, you know, then you already saw that we talked about this technique, and we're just, you know, we're just taking that sponge and lightly tapping along as we go. Tap, 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 tap. I don't know if you can hear the noise of the sponge, but I always think it's a funny sound. It sounds like my feet squishing in mud. Like that. And that's a little bit too much light blue for me. So I'm going to take my dark blue again. And just a little bit. Just a little bit. We don't want to waste paint. You know, paint is fun, but it's also expensive. You know, so we don't want to waste it for sure. So just a little bit. Just a little tiny pea-sized drop. Looks like a little, you know, maybe the size of a dime, maybe the size of a penny. You know, not too much. Okay. You know, this is really starting to get kind of mucky and messy, and I don't want to, you know, have my sponge be too messy, and just mix all the colors until they're just one color. So I'm gonna switch to a new edge, and I'm gonna do purple first because that purple really seems to kind of overtake everything. So I think if I tap the purple first, then when I go to do the other colors, maybe the other two colors will kind of like go over top of it. So let's see if that dark blue kind of overtakes the purple. It did. See? Yeah, that's better because I don't want there to be too much purple in there. So it's really starting to erase that that purple color for me, which is good. I like purple. Trust me, purple is one of my favorite colors, but I really want this to be more of a night sky with just a little hint of a galaxy up in there. So I don't want too much purple. And again, it's coming out so light, which is okay. You know, again, all you gotta do is just add a little bit, just a teeny tiny little drop, just a little drop. There we go. And then you know what? Just for funsies, let's just right in this corner here, just the teeniest, tiniest, littlest drip of pink, just for fun. Because why not? There we go. Okay, and then I'm gonna switch my edge again. And I don't want the light blue to overpower everything or the purple to overpower everything, so I'm gonna do those first. I hope this isn't shaking the camera too much for you guys, but if it is, I apologize. I will have to find a solution to that problem. And then purple next, because I don't want the purple to be too strong. I want to keep the purple over in this corner just a little bit. Just a little bit of purple. And then last but certainly not least, that dark blue, which I'm really hoping kind of like just takes over everything. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Sweet. I love it. Oh, this is coming out so cool. I'm so excited. You want to get down real close to your painting. Take a look so that you can see if there are any little white spaces, because we really want to, you know, there's no like white spaces up in the sky. So you definitely want to try and fix those as best as you can. Like I'm starting to see a couple of little white spots, and I just want to go back in with the sponge and fix them. No big deal. And last but not least, have a new clean edge. Fingers are messy. That is a-okay. We're going to do this one. I'm going to do dark blue first, and then I'm going to have the pink come over top of the dark blue, because those always mix together really nice and pretty. And then the light blue. It's going to overtake a little bit of that dark blue, but that's okay, because then I have, whoo, lots of dark blue. Lots of dark blue. There we go. Woo, look at that. How pretty. Oh, man, what pretty, pretty colors. Okay, before we take the tape off, we are going to use that toothbrush like I was talking about. Hands are messy, totally okay. All right, toothbrush, and I'm going to use the corner of this paper plate. I'm going to move my sponges out of the way, just like that. I don't want to put the paper plate on top of the wet paint. Okay, now I'm going to take my white, and on the paper plate, I am going to put about a quarter size, maybe a little bit more than a quarter size of the white. And I'm gonna take my paintbrush and watch very carefully because this is gonna be super cool and crazy. I'm gonna dip the paintbrush, or sorry, toothbrush, not paintbrush. I'm gonna dip the toothbrush in the white, just like that. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my thumb and I'm going to spray the white onto our colors. This is going to be messy, you guys, so make sure that you have on like an old shirt that's, you know, already dirty, or you have the table covered. Now, this is an art table, so it's okay if I get stuff on this because, you know, it's an art table. It's supposed to get messy, but you don't want your regular table to get messy, so make sure you cover it with something, or maybe you do this outside, you know, but make sure you check with mom and dad, grandma and grandpa first, check with an adult before you just, you know, go crazy and make a huge mess. So I'm going to use my thumb and I'm going to just go like this with the paint. Now I know we can't see it yet, but I only put a little bit on there, but I'm going to go like this. And if it's not showing up, then put a lot of paint on that brush and, ooh, look at that. And I know it's kind of hard to see with the camera, I think, at least from when I'm looking at it in the camera, it looks kind of hard to see, but I am slowly adding little white dots, again, more paint, to the piece, which then makes it look like a night sky, oop, filled with stars. And you know, maybe I've just got some really, really fat shooting stars in there, which is totally okay. Woo, awesome. Now, if you would like, before you pull up the tape, if you would like to add a moon in there, you totally can. You can take that white paint and maybe find like a stamp, or like this lid is a circle, and you could use it to make a moon. That's totally up to you. It's your decision. The only thing I would say is I would wait for all of this to dry before you put your moon down, because otherwise, you know, your white might get mixed in and then it'll be kind of a bluish or pinkish white, and the moon is not blue or pink. So once you think you have enough in there, see, told you, mess, and I can see it all over the tables. So it's gonna get messy, but that is okay. Once you have enough stars and you're like, okay, you know what? I think it's good. I think I'm ready. And it's okay. You know, there are no mistakes, only happy accidents. So even if you get these big globs, you know, we just pretend that, like I said, our shooting star is really big and fat. Okay, I think I'm ready. My hands are a mess, but that's okay because I can always wash up at the very end. When you're ready, let's pull up that tape. Nice and slow. Don't rip it. Here you go. Take the tape, put it on the paper plate so that you don't put it on the table and make it even more of a mess than you already have, because I certainly have. Ooh, looking good. Looking good. All right, and right here, nice and easy, nice and slow. And again, like I said in my last video, if your lines are not perfectly straight, or, you know, if the paint kind of leaked through, no big deal, not the end of the world. Don't sweat it. It really doesn't matter. You know, maybe try a different kind of tape next time if your tape didn't work. I can see mine leaked through a little bit right there. No big deal. Not the end of the world. Still looks really cool. All right, let's see this piece of tape next. Nice and easy. Don't want to rip it. Okay. And then the last two. Oh man, this is cool. Our starry night galaxy. So now it kind of looks like I'm looking out the window into the stars up in the sky, which is just awesome. Super, super cool. If you wanted to, you know, you could take the back end of a paintbrush, like it's just a regular paintbrush, and you could dip it in the white paint, and then maybe like come up here and just make a couple of little stars just for fun. You don't have to. Those kind of look like snowflakes to me, but you know, it's okay, whatever. It's just for fun. And if you don't like those, then don't put them there. Or you could you could add some some shooting stars, you know, to your piece. So it's entirely up to you. You get to make your piece your own. And if you mess up, you know, like let's say that I make a giant one over here and I'm like, whoa, it's too big. Oh no, my piece is ruined. No, like not at all. You know, it's just a, there we go. That one's like a giant comet that's just, you know, falling to the ground. But, you know, it's just for fun. It's art. So it's okay if you make mistakes. It's no big deal. You can always make another one, or you can just love the one that you made for what it is. So here we go. This is my final piece. Very exciting, very cool. I love it. And I hope you guys were able to follow along and make your own, and I hope you love yours too. Don't forget, wash your hands. Don't put your fingers in your mouth until they are clean. And wash your toothbrush. Don't throw it away because we can always use it again. Wash your toothbrush, wash your sponges, throw away your paper plate and your tape, and make sure that the lid on your paints is not left open like this, is closed. I hope you enjoyed this video. I sure had a lot of messy fun. Awesome job, and I will see you next time.